Wild Arms is back. Let's look at the mobile strategy of Sony. This is JorRaptor news reactions on the latest gaming news, brought to you by Azel Romano over on Gematsu. Let's dive in. There is some interesting stuff here. It's just all the games that they have coming to the mobile platform, iOS, Android, and there are some interesting stuff in here, like Wild Arms. Anyway, we start with Hotshot Golf. They will bring that over to iOS and Android, and it's like a little bit like Pokemon Go. You have your mobile phone here, and you point your finger towards the screen, and you move it towards you, and then you golf. And of course, in Hotshots Golf, you have some interesting abilities and stuff like that. You see some footage right now. Then let's go over to another game, and of course, puzzle games are super exciting. On your mobile platform. A lot of people play them, Candy Crush for example. Well, they have also a mobile puzzle game in the works. No Heroes Allowed Dash, and is the second title that they announced, will be an action puzzle smartphone entry in the No Heroes Allowed What Did I Do to Deserve This My Lord series. Of course, Japan, so we have huge titles. Anyway, it's due out in the summer of 2017, iOS and Android, and it's developed by Japan Studios. We of course know them from many Sony games. They also have some gameplay, and that's what you see right now. Then interesting stuff, more interesting stuff in my opinion, that's the Reboot projects. So when they announced this ForwardWorks Studios, they already said that some PlayStation 1 IP will be rebooted. And those IP are Arc the Lad and Wild Arms, a reboot project that continues the stories of the famous PlayStation RPG. Arc the Lad features the original staff is in development. This includes Arc the Lad 1 and 2 producer, so there are some guys that worked on the original working on this mobile game as well, which of course super exciting. Even more exciting is of course Wild Arms, one of the better RPGs on the PlayStation 1. Popular RPG series celebrating its 20th anniversary is in development. So it follows a new story, features the original staff, and it is developed by Right of Liars Studio. And you see some footage right now. Then we also have a Doko demo Isho, PaRappa of course, and a Boko Nu. Man, I'm terrible in these names, but anyway, PaRappa, we of course know that for sure. That's also coming to your mobile phone, and we see some kids rapping here, and they're probably having a lot of fun. So you can do that on your mobile phone as well. But the developers and the when it's going to be released is not announced yet. Then there are some partnerships. ForwardWorks is partnering with many companies. Disgaea series, they will make a game for that, and also the Yumawari series, of course popular in Japan. Disgaea also a little bit popular in the West, but not as much as Japan. Then they also have a partnership with Square Enix, which of course also interesting because Square Enix is making their own mobile games as well, but they thought, let's get into bed with Sony and do some stuff there, which of course is super interesting. They will announce the details at a later date. Then, of course, we have the Reboot project. We have some IP that we already know. We have some IP that we will see again. And there will also be some new IP. And while I might think that, for example, this Dash, this puzzle game, this Wild Arms game might be coming to the West, I don't think that this will. Let's dive in. An original title called Sora to Imu na Ada, or The Space Between Sora and Umi, which is an original work and under general management of Sakura Wars. It's developed in-house at ForwardWorks, and it is about girls and fish and stuff, and I don't remember, I don't know. It's something Japanese. It's something they will like. I don't know. Then, what is super interesting, and which I really like and I want, is Project Field. So, what's going on? Of course, they had Eye of Judgment. I don't know if you remember that game. It's on the PlayStation 3. It's like a physical card game where you put down your cards. They have your PlayStation Eye registering that, and then on the TV, those cards come to life. That's like the old gimmick, and it was awesome, but nobody bought it, and there were some issues, and it got away. But now they're like using the same type of things, the IDs, to make this work. Project Field will be 2 physical plates where you put like physical cards on, so you can probably buy them in stores and stuff like that, and then they will register via Bluetooth on an app and you can play like a game together. And that's exciting. I think that that's an awesome idea, especially because Yokai Watch is involved, and of course Yokai Watch is huge in Japan, 3DS games, and of course this anime that a lot of people watch. So they have Yokai Watch cards coming to the project field, and that's exciting. Maybe more stuff in the future. This is all we have right now. If I have to look at everything, I think Sony is doing interesting stuff. They're doing multiple things. They're not like doing, okay, let's make a Candy Crush clone, let's make a Pokemon Go clone. No, they really look at, okay, what do we have, what can we do, what's interesting for us to explore. And I really like the new things like this project field, and I hope that it really takes off, because this can really mean some revenue for Sony, of course. I mean, those plates, they cost probably 20 bucks, something like that. The cards, you can of course keep selling them. They have Yokai Watch involved, that's a huge IP. Hot Shots Golf should be interesting. So I'm really interested to see how this pans out, and if we will ever see something in the West. And I think we might, like the Wild Arms game, maybe Hot Shots Golf and this project field. I hope so. Would be awesome. I would buy it if I go to Japan ever. I would totally get this, but it's still like in early development. They opened this ForwardWorks studio in March 2016, so they have some awesome things now cooking, and I'm interested to see how this goes. Of course, we have also Mario Run coming to the iOS. So Sony and Nintendo, of course Sony did some mobile things before this already, and now they're like making a whole new strategy, while making, for example, a Ratchet & Clank game with the new game coming out. Didn't really work for them. They also had this Neck game, didn't really work for them, Uncharted, stuff like that. Just didn't work for them. So they're now focusing on the Japanese market, because a lot of Japanese people now buy mobile games instead of console games, or especially handheld games. So they need to get a hold of that. This is Raptor News. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for way more reactions on the latest gaming news. Like the video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.